Welcome back, Salty Gamers, to the 17th month of our free-to-play account on SWGOH. So we're on the right day this time. We're on the 6th of November. We're at 3.27 million GP. Let me just collect the web stuff. It will make me reload the game. So I'm just collecting my mystery gift box and my Kessel Run rewards for today. And now when I go into a menu, it will ask me to reload. There we go. So we'll just reload the game. So it's been a big announcement week. We've got massive changes coming, where there'll be 2 different rosters going forward. Alright. We'll have a era roster and we'll have our legacy roster. Our legacy roster is everything that's currently here, and then new eras and new characters will be done, and it'll be slightly different. Other YouTubers have covered the full spiel. I'll cover it when we actually see it on screen as such. So we got 5 shards of Zamwessel, which is a shard shop, and some ship energy. So we're at 4,659 crystals. Our energy is quite basic. We're working on conquest, so I'll cover that now. My goal here isn't to get red crate, it's to complete conquest. We're almost pushing 4 million GP. So I've just reached sector 5. So the goal now is to, by Monday, get to the end of here. Once we clear all that, then that opens up hard conquest from there. If we get there in enough time and we've got a few tickets left, I'll go back and see what feats and stuff that we can complete, what tickets we've dropped in battles that have not 3-starred, and see if we could push for the red box. Onto the roster. As you can see, we're relicing Wampa. So the plan now is to get Jedi Knight Luke with a side farm of getting. We were going to go Jabba, but with the changes coming, we're going to get a lot of lightspeed tokens, and it's going to take a long time to get Jabba anyway, with having to get Profundity. Sorry, wrong, not Profundity. Outrider to 7 stars, which we need for Profundity. So what I'm doing now is I am prepping for Profundity. Once we get Radis up to 7 stars, we did get the Gear 12 lightspeed token for Radis. So that's why he's up at Gear 12 and helped with Chirotechs. So once he hits 7 stars, all requirements for Profundity will be at 7 stars. Then it's just relicing, which relics should be slightly easier. We'll get more signal data and stuff with the new changes at the end of the month. Plus we've got double drops coming and anniversary stuff coming at the later parts of November. Other lightspeed tokens that we'll get, so when you complete journeys, you'll be getting lightspeed tokens for specific characters. For example, Thrawn, you'll get Hera and some of the other Phoenix characters. I think that might be relic levels, but we're not sure. It just said lightspeed tokens. I've not guessed what it will be, so I'm waiting out to see that. So I'm not upgrading any of the characters for Profundity yet. Wampa wasn't mentioned, so I'm doing that. If the lightspeed tokens work how I think and it pushes them into relic, Fennec Shand will probably still need farmed out, but she'll go into relics, which will help. So we'll just have to wait out and see how that works with people that's already completed the journey. The way they done it in the past, when we changed to the fast level 85, is the quest rewards got given anyway if you had already completed it. So we'll see how they do that with new accounts. So that being said, we went with Great Mothers. Why we went we went for Balin. Why we went for Balin instead of Bo-Katan Mandalore, which we were looking at to begin with, is because they require no ship farms. We've got 3 out of the 5 characters at 7 stars already. 2 of which are obviously in an assault battle, and 3 other ones which will work. That doesn't mean we're not still going after Jedi Master Windu. As you can see, we've got CX2 into gear 12, locked in his relic piece. So what I'm doing is I'm relicing Wampa, then relicing CX2, then relicing Vader, and Hermit Yoda, then Vader, because they're needed for Luke. Why I'm going for Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, before even focusing on Jabba, is we'll need him in that requirement. If Profundity is not, sorry, I keep saying Profundity, if Outrider isn't close to 7 stars by the time we start farming out Jabba, and we're closer to Jedi Master Luke, we'll go for him first, and then we'll cycle back and get Jabba. But either way, we'll go one then the other. But we'll also get Jedi Master Windu. Now we're getting Keller and Beck here, because we've gotten this far, we'd be as well finishing them. I'm not going to put any more Chirotechs because the Yoda journey is meant to be giving us a lightspeed token again once we know what level that token gives us. Might alleviate some Chirotechs. Even if it goes to gear 12, it'll take 100 of each Chirotech away in our farm for them. And when we look at Bo-Katan Mandalore, I've done a wee bit rejigging. We're getting a Beskar Mando token, and we're getting a Keller and Beck token, and it should be only these 2 that we need to gear up. We're also, I think there's a Sabine token in there as well, which will help that. And that was just so we didn't have to farm Bo-Katan normal, but we will eventually get her, and we'll cycle her out. But this will be the team. So I'm holding back on her as well. If you look at Jedi Knight Luke, this is the 3 characters for them, and our Jedi Master Windu requirements. The only 2 characters that we need is Depa Billaba and CX2, which is panning out exactly how we wanted. So my next step is to do Disguise Clone Trooper. We're going to just up his relic levels as much as we can. Just slow rolling it, nothing too crazy. And we'll take him up to 5 stars. Relic 5. Then that's him done. We'll do a bit of working on the mods. CX2 is getting farmed out. Double farm. So that means 1 refresh every day. No rush for him. Can't do the journey until February anyway. So we'll just close off these requirements, and basically we'll relic off something here, and then we'll cycle back relics, Chirotech that, which is why we've locked in these pieces so we could do that. So we'll lock the Chirotech piece in for the relic, and then we'll go back and we'll do the rest of the requirements there. So for Jabba, I started picking up a gear onto these characters, and for the low Chirotech characters, and taking Kristantin and Fennec up to the point where they need Chirotech, and done a bit of farming on Skipguard Lando. These characters are irrelevant, these 3 here. It's only Aura Singh, Fennec, these 4, These two in Boba that all need relic. Once that's done, in Jedi Knight Luke into C3PO. Once they're done, Jabba's in the back. Starkiller, no change there. Decided not to go for Starkiller, decided to go for Balin, but I'm not switching this around again, so I've just kept him here. Again, same idea. Great Mothers, Morgan Elsbeth, Shinhati and Marek, and Thrawn are the ones that we need to take to R7. So big leap there to unlock Balin's Call. But he does some work. He does GL counters and stuff as well. So I'm not too bothered about the full team quite yet, but we'll eventually build into the full teams. We'll also up Night Trooper and Death Trooper Peridia, at least to gear 12, into relics anyway for the assault battle they do anyway. Calcessus, no change there, but I am back farming stuff like Old Daka. Because I'm farming Marek, I'll get some Mother Talzin shards, so she'll end up being 7 stars, and that will basically give this out. I'll just have to farm out Zombie, but Zombie's in a Galactic War, so that's fine. GML, so the big thing with GML is doing First Order. So the plan with First Order will be to cycle back and put these guys up to gear 12, and these guys up to gear 12 to get Jedi to Training Rey, maybe even less. Just get Rey, and then that's us done. Get these 3 up to relics, and that's them done. And then Luke, so it's basically this line, wee bit relic adjusting, and Mon Mothma, I'm sure, and that's them done. Dr. Aphra, no change, but I did mess around with a team for the pirates now, and this is the team I came up with. Might change, might not. Aphra is getting a lifter tank in the upcoming eras by the start of the next year and the end of this year, so we'll see how that goes forward. Let's go on. Killer and Beck. So that's just for the raids, assault battles, how we're looking there. No real changes. Profundity, as we were saying, this is the requirements there. So Mon Mothma, we're getting profundity. Mon Mothma will cover the Jedi Master Luke requirement, so it will all tie nicely. And same with Dash Rendar, the profundity journey will help the Outrider ship, which is also needed to a Jabba, so it all ties in that way. Biston's U-Wing we're currently using. Ghost is used for profundity. Cassian's U-Wing, it's on the fleet, but we don't really bring it in. I'll go into fleet shortly. Executor's sort of been put in the back burner unless the new 2 bounty hunters get a ship. It's fell to the 3rd place in the top 3 meta fleets, and even lower when I show you the counter. Malevolence, we're still working on it, but again, back burner, just picking it up as a side farm, sharding stuff as and when we can. We'll come around to it. What about Outriders? So we've got 3 stars already. Again, we're double farming this every day because it's a ship. and then we get Radis. I'll double farm him if I don't get any shards for him. If I get shards, I'll leave him. Same with Keller and Beck. So don't get shards. And also depending if I need to use more energy. So because I've got the shards, I could either shard these guys or I could get low gear. I can only pick one of them without doing too many refreshes, so I'm going to go and use it for low gear. And right now I just jump back and forward to do that. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking up these guys till when they're needing Chirotech. So now he needs a Chirotech piece, so I'll leave that there. And then I'll do the same with Shinhati. I have no raid currency, but I have got that. So now they're both at the level where they need Chirotech. Next protocol is Thrawn. Now he could go as high right the way up to gear 12 now. Obviously not right now, but I'll use my Mark 1 currency to push this. A good change coming with Relickin is carbonite circuit boards and bronzium wiring and some other stuff is moving from Mark 2 currency to Mark 1 currency. So if you're not gearing up characters, you could be buying that stuff. I don't know what the return rate on that will be. And then the aero magnifiers and stuff is moving from Mark 3 to Mark 2. And then the Relic 9 stuff is, I believe, is going into Mark 3 currency, which will definitely help. Moving forward, and that way we won't be on too much of a grind to get that Mark 3 stuff, because most stuff requires Relic 8 as opposed to Relic 9. There's a few cases of Relic 9 for the Legacy Journeys, so we don't need to necessarily break our backs trying to get onto the new raid, which will be a wee bit of a breather. So I'll just do Galactic War. Buy the shipments out. So this pack here was with crystals. I buy that with crystals every so often. Episode shipment. So this will be getting different stuff in it as well. Again, not entirely sure on the return rate. Cantina battles, I've finished for Soldier Officer and Daka, so what I'm doing is I was just buying out Jawa Scavenger, but they're getting rid of Galactic Challenges now, so unless you just want a Jawa team just for the sake of having a Jawa team, there's not much point in building them at this stage, unless you're doing the Crate Dragon raid, and they were useful there. Mob Enforcer, not really purchasing out, but what I've done on my main account is just buy them all out. It gives us shard shop currency anyway if we were to convert them. In here we buy out what we need, but right now this stuff is Mark 2, Mark 3, I think that's going to change to Mark 2, and then all the stuff that's currently Mark 2 is going to change to Mark 1. I don't know about the purple gear, but hopefully, and that'll get us Relicking a lot faster. So same in Squad Arena, we're just picking off the Jawas. There's nothing else really to buy over here. If there's gear that I'm after, I buy it. And in here we're buying Dacha, again Jawa, and Hux. We need to get Zombie. and we'll need to get Finn at some point as well, but we're slow rolling it. Every now and again I'll just buy some of these just to get the ship currency going, the charge shop currency going. Buying out the first order TIE fighter, not that we need it, not that we're going after Supreme Leader Kylo anytime soon, but it's just nice to just pick up his ship when we've got the excess currency here. Clone Sergeant, shouldn't really need him, so I'm leaving that there. Malevolence is up at 80 shards, so if I'm in a bit of a tight knit with the Chirotech and I could put somebody to the next gear level with purchasing the Chirotech, I'll do it. Other than that, I do the Malevolence. Same with this, I buy Hermit Yora out of here all the time just to speed up that farm. And in Grand Arena, which we're going to move on to just in a minute, we buy Chirotech, and that's the main thing there. Relic pieces in the shard shop currency as normal, mainly looking for the ones that is needed, i.e. for Wampa, that's earmarked. And then modding, we're working on Wampa's mods. So try and slice at least one mod a day with them, give or take. Trying to push that speed, so far we've got a 26 speed, a 24 speed, a 15, which we should be able to calibrate with a not too bad chance at rolling speed. A 10 speed currently, and then obviously our 30 speed here, bringing us up to a nice grand total of 255 speed on Wampa. We've got our Omicron, got our Zeta. We've not got this one, that's not needed. So once she gets into relics, she'll start doing some work. Challenges, just send that. Fleet challenge, send that, get 2 more Zetas, take us up to 12. And then squad arena. So we are currently sitting at second place. If Profundity doesn't take first place, we can take first place from Executor. Sometimes, as long as I get the time in for dropping into first place for payout, I get 400 crystals, but most days I'm between 300 and 400 crystals a day on fleet, which is helping massively expand. Now this is done by using Home 1. And the magic trick with Home 1 is, so this is the lineup, we've got Biston's U-Wing, X-Wing, that's Biggsy's X-Wing, and Ravensclaw, all gear 12, no relic pilots here, and then we've got the Rebel B-Wing. The Rebel B-Wing is piloted by Drogon, which is great because we've already relicked Drogon, taking him up to R7. So we get him to come out, he uses an ability, and then it pops the ultimate on Home 1, which everybody, when we're using Executor, against anything apart from Profundity, everyone gets 2 turns. It gives bonus turn meter. Profundity stops that, which makes the counter difficult. There is a way of doing it, I just don't have the resources and the team to do that counter just yet. So we'll wheel on some Executors at the moment. So now we just use specials constant, get Razor Crest straight out of the way, and off he goes. Now you could choose either of these. I find it a lot safer to take out and a lot faster to take out Xanadu Blood. We just do basic there, and then we bring in Millennium Falcon. If we're down to 1, that's it done. Under 40 seconds, beat an Executor. with all Gear 12 pilots apart from Hans Millennium Falcon, which is irrelevant, just a bit more juice when he comes in, and Drogon at R7. Now, I'll show you that fleet again. So, our lineup is, as we said, Raven's Claw, X-Wing, Biston's U-Wing, we've got Cassian's U-Wing, and we've got Rogue One, all Gear 12, but they don't get, these two weren't called. Biston's U-Wing, Rogue One is Bodhi and Pow. Again, worked into us, we just had to get Bodhi up there, but that was easy because he's under, he's not got Chirotech. So this is only if Profundity is the capital ship. But while Rogue One is active, reinforcements, non-capital ship enemies are immune to cooldown reductions. We can't get our cooldowns reduced. So I just have him there just to keep the counters. He does something else where if the capital enemy ship is Empire, while Rogue One is active or in reinforcements, non-capital enemies are immune to cooldown reduction. While there are other non-capital ship allies, Rogue One counts. I'm not sure if he's doing anything sitting in reinforcements, but he's a nice to have just in case. And then our B-Wing does the business. So that's the fleet. Relic 3 with Home 1, maxed out Millennium Falcon. These guys need to go up a bit anyway, but that's how we're beating it. I've not touched anything since. So I had a play around as well to see what I could put in for Profundity only. So early doors I'm going to go with this run, and then peel away Home 1. That way I could do both, either Profundity or Home 1 climb, depending on what's happening once I get it. And that gives me first place. First place gives me 400 crystals per day. It allowed me to get the Droid Brains bought out uber quick, as well as maintaining my crystal pool. So on to Grand Arena. We're still in Bronzium, so this helps again. So we're getting about 70 a day for completing our dailies, 85 a day just for being in Bronzium, so that's 155. Excuse me. 400 a day for Fleet Arena, say. That takes us up to 555 per day. Just plus the 25 from Galactic War takes us up to 580 crystals per day. So when I'm wanting to save up some crystals, it doesn't take much. So unfortunately, this Grand Arena JWOC 1982 has a massive roster with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of the 10 GLs. It looks like everything apart from GL Ray and Hondo. Massive account, so chances are they'll either play and we get stomped, or they don't play and we win. So a lot of people don't like showing off their defence. I will, I don't mind. It is what it is. So I'm running the Peridia Patrol and GL Ray. Sorry, not GL Ray. Leia. This 9 times out of 10 gets a hold here. If they can't get through Ray, they can't get to my ships. hit or a miss if we get a hold with Peridia Patrol. Sometimes they just can't handle them, especially with our 7 Scout Trooper. On here we've been getting holds with Tarkin. It was mainly on 3v3 with his Omicron, so I moved him onto the bottom wall. And then I've got the good old faithful Qui-Gon Omi. That sometimes gets holds, but sometimes it doesn't. And in the back wall we've got Rogue One. Now that Radis is up at gear 12, a wee bit more staying power, a wee bit more Zeta's on. We'll see if that gets any holds. So we're going to go and check the top fleet. We've got, okay, has he got his mods on them? That's the question. He does. And then what we've got down the bottom. So with this, I like to see if we can clear the bottom. Okay, so how fast is his Shack T? 279. Almost 100,000 protection. Echo is 278. I mean, it's still fast, but 211. 227. Is his Echo all health? Okay, all health. I think we try here and we go with CLS. So CLS, I mean, 297 speed with CLS. Let's see how we go. Who's going to go first with them? Echo. Wrecker's going to go next.
Very well. This is no time for your foolishness. Mine. Dear, dear, we're certainly lucky that you're on the path.
Bad Batch has got a roll now, so we pretty much beat. We're dead in the water.
Hey, over here. My. My goodness, your skills are quite incredible. My.
Okay, so we're not getting through the bottom wall. Let's try something on the top wall. So the reason I chose Phoenix here is If we could daze them, they can't attack out of turn. We should be good now. Let's just chuck that in Sabine just to get assists. No, we at least got that. And we've got the episode quest that we need to do anyway, so we need to attack 3 times at least. So bounty hunters now, let's see. Wampa's not going to do enough for them at that level. Their defense. Let's see if I could do something with bounty hunters. Ah, we're all good. And we've got a home 1, so we're going to go for home 1 versus home 1, so let's see how this works. Now they've started with Millennium Falcon, which could be a big mistake because the way Millennium Falcon helps is they come in and all the rebels assist, so let's see, we'll just go with the same strat as Executor and focus that home 1 down, that Hans Millennium Falcon. Oh, easy peasy, right, that's out. Just get target lock there, and then just get target lock there. And that's it. $5.46. Well, they'll either win. If they throw all the GLs at, they win. If not, they don't attack, we win. So we'll see. So, attack 3 times in Grand Arena, done. Now we're a lot further than usual on this episode pass, and if this episode pass, we will get to the end of this one, because they're changing it after this one, I think. So we'll manage to take one of these guys up to gear 12. So right now we've got 2 kind of work. I think Morgan Elspeth is the one that's failing that team, so we'll use her. What helped with that is this Death Star Galactic Challenge. We got 4 times rewards. We managed to complete the battle with not just Leia, we went and done it with CLS, which has no tanks on the squad, so we got double defeats, so it's 10 times 1200 all the way down here, so we got a good few levels there. We don't have any first order or enough first order characters, so we didn't even bother with that, even at low level. Look at our first order requirements. Let's just full team of first order. Let's just do this. Let's see if Kylo can solo this. Okay, let's see how he goes. Might be okay actually, might get an extra couple of points. Yeah, we'll be fine. There we go. So technically that was a full team of first order, so we got 1200 points. So it's worth squeezing out every last bit that you could do. Let's just see how well he does here. Take out video and get that demoralised away. Well, that's not going to go well. And to be fair, I think okay, we'll just have mods. That's not too bad. Huh. I could probably play about with that and push a wee bit more points. But yeah, that's a wrap. In terms of the guild GP, we are sitting at just over 2 million again, 200 million again. Here's hoping next territory battle we will stay at 200 million. We'll do GOTB, ROTE. Just one last thing before we do that, we'll do the raid, so we'll just do R1 with these guys. Showcase this for anybody who doesn't know the strategy. So we go here, we go basic, we go second special, spells are the buffs, and special again. Now I usually go second special, get the exposes, and then drop the AoE. That drops him. It's okay if we lose him, that's fine. But not that. So that's what we want to avoid. The last time I done this, I think I changed the mods about. And I'm not doing that this time. So basic, a bit of this, and a bit of this. Let's just go for that. We'll drop that first, and then that. There we go, that's better. That's better this time. We'll get that, so we'll get more stacks of that. Once we get rid of it, we're laughing. There we go. So now we're basically through. So we just basic him. Basic. Do that one. That one. Saved it there. We would have lost points, but managed to claw it back. Just got to watch the AoEs with the disguised clones. There we go, and then that 600,000. And then if we look at just zero score, we've got this, but we don't really need to work with that. So we take 900,000, which gives us a grand total of 855 of this. So going forward, finish Jedi Knight Luke journey. We finish off as much of Jedi Master Windu, moving into Balin and farming out profundity requirements as we go. So next one will be start of December. If December's too busy, it will be January. So thanks for watching, sticking around with me for this past year and a bit, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.